In this video, we are going to work through problem 9.20 from our textbook. And what we want to do is determine the null hypothesis, the alternative hypothesis, and to classify the test as two-tailed, left-tailed, or right-tailed. So this problem is about worker fatigue, a study by M. Chen et al. Titled Heat Stress Evaluation and Worker Fatigue in a Steel Plant Assessed Fatigue in Steel Plant Workers Due to Heat Stress. Among other things, the researchers monitored the heart rates of a random sample of 29 casting workers. A hypothesis test is to be conducted to decide whether the mean post-work heart rate of casting workers exceeds the normal resting heart rate of 72 beats per minute. Okay, so when we look through this, right, and they're talking about the hypothesis test, right, they say that they want to determine whether the mean post-work heart rate of casting workers exceeds, right, which is another term for greater than, right, the normal resting heart rate of 72 beats per minute. So they're testing to see whether the mean is greater than 72. So again, if you haven't watched the basics of hypothesis testing you need to go back and look through that. In that video, we said, right, there's three forms of the alternative hypothesis that we will have. And so this one is the greater than, right? So just based on what they say, right, they are testing to see if the mean is greater than 72, or that's what they suspect, right? All right, again, in the basics of hypothesis testing video, we talked about the fact that in our textbook and in our class, the null hypothesis is always going to take the form mu equals, right, some number. It's going to be this number here if you have the alternative hypothesis. So at the moment, we determined our alternative hypothesis was mu is greater than 72. That immediately, right, we can conclude based on that information, right, that our null hypothesis was mu equals 72, right? In our book, it will always take this format. Since this alternative hypothesis is a greater than, right, that makes it a right-tailed test. Again, if you haven't watched the basics of hypothesis testing video, right, you need to go back and watch that.